Hi, man. Everybody good? On the mic guy today.
Okay, great.
Rolling.
All right, Tanya, what's your first order of business here?
My first order of business is going to be making sure that there are no outstanding issues left open and getting to know the people in my precinct and really understanding the problems, their concerns, and I'm going to look forward to working on those.
94 graduate East Lada, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
I was trying to do the math when you tell us.
36. Yeah, I know I look young. Yeah. It's okay. I'm proud to tell my age because people usually think I'm quite young. So, yeah, I'm 36.
I guess one of the big things we've all been discussing is whether you might declare by Friday to run for the position.
You know, I mean, this all happened overnight. I really don't see that I could, I'm going to be so busy learning. I have a lot to learn. There's going to be a huge learning curve. I can't see that I'm gonna run for the position. This isn't what I ever intended to do with my career. I'm really passionate about immigrants' rights and immigration policy, and that's where my heart lies. But that said, I'm also very protective of the community I grew up in, which is one of the reasons I decided to give up a job I really loved and do this for a few months.
So pretty much not going to run then. We won't see you declare.
I mean, I can't even see it, I mean, all of this is happening so quickly. I don't really know left from right now. So I'll leave it to the people who have already been running. They probably know the issues better than I do. I have a lot of learning to do, and that's where I'm going to focus on the next few months.
So you're ruling it out then?
I'm sorry?
So you're ruling out a run?
Yes, I'm ruling out a run.
What's next for the staff that was held over from Commissioner Gandara?
Yeah, so that's what we're in the process of figuring out. I think that for the residents of my precinct, that the best thing right now is to start with a clean slate. And so we're going to start there, and I wish Mr. Gandara all the best luck in the world.
Is that a tough decision, knowing that he has employees over there?
I think it's really tough, and this isn't personal at all. I'm just looking at what's best for the residents in my precinct and what's best for the county of El Paso.
What was the hardest thing that you thought about before taking the decision? What caused you
this. I'm a very private person, and I'm not used to, cameras or, so just as I was telling the judge, I was plucked from relative obscurity a couple of days ago, and this was a huge consideration, and also just giving up a job I loved. So.
Tell us a little bit about your politics. How do you see things?
Sure. Well, I believe that government has a role to play in people's lives and improving the lives of people. I'm definitely, that doesn't mean that I'm for waste. I'm definitely for using the taxpayers' money effectively and efficiently. But I do believe that government has a role to play in people's lives.
Ever been in a spot, obviously not this, but any kind of political office, anything like that?
No.
School class president, anything like that?
Not school class president either, no, nothing.
Nothing like
Zero.
That. So this is a new world to you completely.
Huge, yeah, very new.
You mentioned being protective of your community, and in light of what happened with Commissioner Gandara, did you vote for him in the last election, and if so, how do you feel based on what happened?
I didn't, but I just going forward, I'm really hopeful that we can that I can help the county and my residents start to heal. That's most important for me. So I just don't want to spend too much time looking back at what happened, and just move forward and do it in a better way.
Trust is the word, and Jaime brought this word that everybody's been echoing today. That's a lot to uphold on your shoulders, but this seems to be a selection based on trust.
It's a huge responsibility, and I understand that, and I'm one of those people who has lost a lot of faith in our government representatives, so I know what it's like. I don't know that I'll be able to turn things around in the few months that I have, but I'm sure going to try.
You have a lot with immigrants' rights and things. I read a little bit about you. You have been involved in a lot of that stuff. Do you think any of that will come into play in Commissioner's Court?
We'll see. I would like it to. That's an issue that's really close to my heart, like I said, and it's always going to be very important to me.
And I know you have some experience with LGBT and that type of thing. So obviously, if the health benefits issue came up, we know how you felt on those, what the city has dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it's a civil rights issue, and as a civil rights issue, I think that everyone has the right to marry the person of their choice.
You had mentioned some of your professional experience. How about community experience in the Valley? What kind of experience do you have there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I grew up there, so, you know, I mean, and I still live there, and I see it, you know, the day-to-day. I see the construction that's going on, you know, very recently, you know, my parents have lived there, 34 years now, and we just had sidewalks put in, and that was huge, you know. So, I mean, small changes, but they're huge improvements, and so I'm looking forward to working with the community on some of those things.
Have you taken a leadership role down there in the Valley yet?
You mean?
I had mentioned earlier about, you know, if you'd been class president or anything like that, but have you done anything in a leadership capacity in the Valley?
I haven't really done much in politics, in the way of politics, I'll be honest. So this is all very new to me.
Was it something you were considering at some point?
No, not really.
Not at all?
Yeah,
Is it the cameras? Is it the attention? Is that what it is?
Yeah. All of that.
How about working with the other commissioners? Are you going to look at them for guidance?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, and that's going to be critical. And one of the reasons I felt so confident, I shouldn't say so confident, but more or less confident in taking this position was because I had so much help from the judge over the weekend, and I can see that she's really going to be a mentor. Of course, I have my own opinions on the issues, but I'm going to look to all of them to help me through this.
Could the next 10 months maybe change your opinion about political life?
We'll see, one day at a time.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Other than the cameras and the microphones, what do you find the most challenging part of taking on this endeavor?
I mean, this is a difficult time for the county, and you know, the way that the previous person resigned their position. I think it's a huge amount of responsibility to be able to reinstate the trust in elected officials.
Other than trust, what do you think is the most important issue affecting your precinct now?
I mean, I think it's trust again. Yeah, 1 and 2 and 3.
Point out your mom and dad to us.
Mom and Dad?
I just want to see what you did right here.
Very good.
What kind of influence have they had on you in your life?
Huge. I mean, you know, I'm from a working class background, but the most amazing thing is my parents always valued education, and they always let us make our own decisions, my sister and I. I had a full ride at Wellesley, and my parents sold their minivan to send me to Yale. And so, I mean, I owe them everything.
Tell us more about that. They sold their minivan.
It's a heck of a minivan.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't much, but it was a lot to us, you know. And so they made a ton of sacrifices to send me to Yale. And you know, my mom was joking very recently because the flights they used to buy us, we had like 3 stops on the way back. You know, people complain when something's nonstop, but it was like, I mean, it was typical for my sister and I. We both went to school on the East Coast, and I owe my parents everything. They're everything to me.
I saw a little emotion there. I mean, but they're pretty proud right now, I can tell. I mean, this is maybe that moment, so that payoff.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of them. Yeah, and there's more to come.
Okay. Sorry, girl.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.